always his work my father cared about. His research. He tried to save his work. I tried to save him.
I'm Sera from 17 once again, introducing you to Chapter 5 in my Gears of War 3 Insane Difficulty video walkthrough. And that would be Act 1, Chapter 5, MVP. And this level here is all about Cole. It is literally the shining moment in the character development that is Cole. And I like it a lot because, for all intents and purposes, Cole has kind of always been, you know, aside from being occasionally funny, he's just been a giant retard, really. He's annoyed more than he's pleased, and he just kind of got in the way. A lot of people love him, and I respect that because I've got a thing for Marcus Phoenix. I don't know what it is. There's something about the guy. I love him. Don't know what it is. A friend of mine loves Dom. It's just one of those things. You have an affinity for one of the characters, and Cole's been cool and stuff, but he's just always been the big noisy black guy, really. I know that sounds racist, but it's true. And he's just kind of done his thing. But this adds a lot of depth to him. This really fills him out, and it's a nice thing that they've done this because he's gone from being that annoyance to being grounded. He feels like a character now, and it's a little bit what they tried to do to Dom in the last one, only they didn't really succeed because that scene where he shoots his wife in the second one just looks like he's trying to fillet her with a gun barrel. But anyhow, back to the game, back to the homage to everything Cole. I think you had to choose which way you wanted to go for this bit, and I chose the catwalk or upstairs because you have a height advantage and there's nowhere near as many enemies very close to you as there are when you're down there. So there's a sniper rifle and a boom shot, I believe, that I was just messing about with. I'm going to just be picking dudes off with the sniper. There are a couple of stalks here, but it looks like they've turned into husks. So there is a bunch of lambent though, so be careful because the cover up here is not too great. There is a gap in it and they will shoot you through it, but luckily enough there's a bunch of hammerbursts knocking about on top of here. So use your iron sights, pick them off, use your cover. That is a gunker. Make sure he does not shoot anywhere near you. If he does, you're in trouble. And with the looks of him, I think he's distracted by my team. And right here, I'm not hitting him, it's hitting the cover. But what happens is if you go into cover, he'll lean over it and then you can shoot. And if you're up here, you are effectively safe from the gunker. He can't hit you with his projectile, but boy does he try. And as you can see, I'm taking no chances with that shit because it kills. But just keep lancing him from a distance, keep, you know, like a woodpecker, just pecking away, and he will eventually fall. Do not go downstairs until you hear the tone that tells you everybody's dead, because if you do, a couple of bullets and you're going to be seeing this section again. You need to be super careful. But and use your pistol. A lot of people don't even think to use the snub. I found that out on Gears 1 multiplayer. I used to be a fucking phenom with the snub. I remember on Bullet Marsh where the boom shot spawned. I once jumped into there when somebody had thrown a smoke grenade, and I literally killed the entire team with the snub because the expression two-piece in with the weapons on Gears 1. If you did it with the snub, you could punch them, and while they were stunned, you could fire from the hip and finish them off, just like you do with the shotgun. But the snub had a lot of ammo, so you could punch, shoot, 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 punch, shoot, 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 and do that. And people hated it, absolutely hated it. They called it cheap, they called it cowardly, but it took skill to go through an entire team with a fucking pistol, especially when people didn't even use it. And when I did the Insane run, which got cancelled, using only the snub on Gears 1, I got really good at using it, so you will see me fall back on it a lot because I used to be in love with it. The only difference is I've not played Gears in quite some time, so I'm pretty shit, really. When you don't play a game in a while, you do get rusty, so you're going to see some sloppy gameplay from me. But I really don't mind because this game's a hell of a lot of fun, and I got through it, so it should help you too. But in here is a sneaky boom shot tucked away. So get that shit grabbed, and then carry onwards. And this is another quiet moment where you get to run around and pick things up. Another thing that sucks about the enemy scripting, and just the scripting in general when it comes to your AI and the events in the game, sometimes your team will run to the objective and trigger it, so when you're running around trying to pick ammo up, you'll go directly into a cutscene and it'll be like, thanks a lot, Epic, now I can't pick up that second bunch of torque bow ammo. But what can you do? So you just get on with it. That is a vending machine that doesn't do anything. I tried to press it. I tried to chainsaw it. My chainsaw went through it. Who knew? But come up to the door, kick it in. And I think there's going to be a cutscene coming up shortly when we enter the locker room, where Cole's going to be reminiscing on when he used to play thrashball, and it is a cool moment, I'm not going to deny it. It is kind of silly, but hey, why not? I liked it. So I've just trimmed the cutscene out, and this is the little dream sequence slash, reverie slash fantasy slash this is actually happening, but the dude's deluded moment. And you don't have all that much control over this. You do hold A to run, but aside from that, he pretty much does a lot of it himself. And it's kind of weird, but you've picked the bomb up, so now you have to run back through everybody and plant it, and once you do that, it is the end of this funny little section. I don't think you could fail. That guy tries to barf on me and I don't fail. I have no idea what's going off. But there you go, once you've planted it, next section of the game. So I've trimmed another cutscene out there, and all that's left to do in this area is to run around and pick up some ammunition. I had a quick look around to see if there would be any collectibles, but there wasn't. And yeah, just keep moving. Just keep doing your thing. And I did think you would have been able to examine a couple more things, because there's a challenge that you have to get an onyx on, or an onx depending on how you pronounce it, which is examining things in the environment on single player. But there isn't actually that much stuff to look at aside from the first few levels, because after you get past like Act 2, there's literally nothing to examine. A buddy of mine picked up on it quicker than I did, actually. It had completely been dropped from the design direction, and it was just, Gears of War standard. But there's a boom shot, just grabbed it, just grabbed some more Lancer ammo, and oh god, I forgot this bit. So we are now coming up to the first bullshit section of the game. This bit here, you don't have to do any shooting, you can completely save your ammo, it's just filler. It's something to make the game look more eventful than it is. The top of this and the start of the next chapter is one of the hardest parts of the game. The reason why it's the hardest part of the game is, not only do you have to skip a cutscene when you hit the checkpoint, which is annoying as fuck, you have to go down a zip line, shoot 3 explosive barrels that you're going to repeat far too many times if you have problems here, and then you have to take on a gunker at 5 yards who will almost every time insta-kill you before you can get in cover. If you do get in cover, he generally follows up with a lovely dose of insta-kill. If he doesn't, the dredgers will finish you off. It is terrible. And what I found on this level, because I've had to repeat it 3 times thanks to a failure to capture and then some other bullshit, is it doesn't matter what part of cover you go to. If it isn't working for you, it might not work. And what I mean by that, which is not the most obvious thing to say, is I use cover to the left when you land, and I've had an encounter where it didn't work at all. I was getting shit on, I was dying a lot, and I thought it was impossible, and then I tried the cover on the other side, and that worked. And then on another occasion, I tried it on the left side from the start, and I got raped, and then I went to the right side, and I survived. So this is luck. And it's in the next video, guys, so I'll see you there. Thanks for watching, and you take care now.